Welcome in, everybody. This is the ITG Next Extra Point with Phil Jones show, and Larry is stalling while Phil looks into the camera.
Yes, Larry is stalling indeed. I'm trying to get caught up here. Obviously, guys, and Larry, by the way, thanks again for joining me. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
So hopefully everybody got the memo earlier today. Late inner office memo went out. To whom, what does Trump say? Thank you for your attention to this matter.
That's right.
That's only lingo from like inner office circa 1960. But anyway, it's hilarious. Anyway, so we obviously are coming to you 30 minutes later. So, which means we will prolong it. Larry and I were actually worried last week. I was not so much Larry. I was like, Friday night, I was like, Larry, I don't know how long we're going to be able to go, man. And I was a little bit concerned if we were going to have enough time or enough content to fill our normal 2 hours. Well, boy, we did. And then some. Had enough content, right, Larry?
Yeah, absolutely, man. Phil, today is the start of state championship week.
Yes, it is. Yes,
and we've had a couple of completions already.
All right, what you got?
Well, Greenbrier has defeated Jenkins. That's the flag football, Division II flag football championship.
Right.
And in the other Division I flag football championship, Harris County defeated Washington County. So currently we have Bowden. This is the single A Division II championship. Bowden looks like they are leading Lincoln County 28-25 in the fourth quarter, Phil.
Okay, so I had predicted Bowden to win. Bowden obviously going for state championship number 4. In fact, I may see if we can bring that up live and see if we can give you guys some real time coverage on that. So anyway, we are definitely want to talk high school football. Definitely want to talk state championship football with you guys. I will go over Phil's picks that I made with everybody. We talked a little bit about it on Friday night, but we definitely want to talk about it again tonight. So again, as I just mentioned, I had predicted Bowden to defeat. They're playing Lincoln County.
Yeah. So with 5:49 left in the fourth quarter, Bowden is up 28-25. And Lincoln County just broke a long run. That dude is going to score unless there is a penalty flag. It looks like Lincoln has just taken the lead.
Darn it. I say darn it. I shouldn't do that. It's just, when you make a pick, you kind of want it to come out right. But hey, look, I'll be happy either way. I'd like to see Bowden get the 4-peat. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
That's quite an honor. And then listen, if you ever met Rich Finley, you want to talk about a great guy, right? He's run along the lines of a Jeff Herron. He didn't have to brag. He's not braggadocious, Larry.
Yeah.
Rich Finley's not. He's just a very mellow, slow talking man. But let me tell you, guys knows how to coach football.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. So with the point after try pending, assuming that's good, Lincoln is going to go up 32-28 with, let's see, about a little over 5 and some change left in the fourth quarter.
So, Larry, 2 words for you.
Yeah.
Caden Prothero.
All right. Tell me about him.
Well, this is the young man who not only scores a lot, but he finds a way to score a lot in a lot of different ways. Caden Prothero is the young man heading to Georgia. He's the Bowden, the true definition of an athlete. Okay, when Larry, do you think the word athlete is overused? I mean, obviously to me, an athlete is any player who really doesn't fit into an absolute offensive and or defensive player. He's the guy that does a little bit of everything, hence the name athlete.
Yeah, so it just depends on the context of what you're talking about. But you're right, athlete is a word that's used very often, right, in different contexts. So if we're talking about student athletes, we're obviously talking about the general athlete there at a high school. But in college recruiting terms, when you say the word athlete, I think everybody should know by now the definition that you just handed out, right? So it's not a defined position player. It's basically a very versatile player. And the college that's recruiting really doesn't know where they want to put him yet, but they just know they want him.
There you go. There you go. All right, guys. So let's take a look at some of our early comments coming in, Larry. Philip Moore's checking in. Philip, what's going on? Philip says, let's go Jackets, Thomas County Central. I believe whomever's team defense comes to play will win this game. Philip Moore wants to know, is Buford versus Carrollton officially for the national title? Well, there's not really a true official label, Philip, and I'll tell you why, and I'll let Larry offer his input on this. There is no dedicated or there's no real dedicated national championship. There's a number of outlets. What's up, Roster Sutherland, Steve Tate checking in. There's just a lot of there are several media outlets who will rank high school football teams. I thought it was interesting though, and I don't know if you guys saw this, Larry. I don't know if you saw this. I think it was USA Today's high school football coverage was trying to anoint, and this kind of goes to the question you were asking, Philip Moore. USA Today was trying to anoint one of the winners between it was two California teams. The winner of this will be your national champion. I said, I wanted to say, no, it's not. That may be to you. But anyway, I think everybody's got their own definition of who the national champion is. The way I look at it, Larry, I try to take what's the overall consensus.
That's right. Do you remember years ago when college football did not have a playoff? This was before the BCS era, when we basically had two finalists at the end of the year duke it out in a single game, right? But before that, the college national champion was crowned by media polls. AP poll, right. The UPI poll, and others. That's and exactly sometimes right. In some years, Phil, you had two national champions, right? Depending on what poll. Yeah.
Georgia Tech was a national champion. Go ahead.
That's right. And so basically what we have that system in high school now, we have a number of national pollsters, whether you're talking about Max Preps or USA Today, some popular polls, ESPN, Jeff Fisher with High School Football America does a really popular national poll. Our buddy Joe Mamone, National HSFB, does a poll. So all of them have various, but what they all have in common is they all have, for the most part, about 90% of them have Carrollton and Buford both in the top 10.
That's right.
Right. Sometimes in the top 5. And now I talked to a national pollster just yesterday, and I asked him about this situation. And he says, yeah, that's the way that I'm going to treat it with my poll. Whoever wins that game is probably going to be my national champion. But again, it wasn't a 100% commitment, right? Because there's other teams still playing that kind of stuff. Yeah. But the consensus in Georgia, among fans, that is, not the media, but among fans, is this is probably for the national championship. Why? Because we're Georgia fans, and we want a Georgia team to be crowned national champion.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I go back to Philip Moore's question, is this an official national title? No, it's really not. It's Philip, there you go. Philip Moore says, I saw on Max Preps, they were saying this was for the national title. That's why I asked. Yeah, I got you, Philip. And listen, I don't even think. Thank you for putting those up, Larry. I don't think that Max Preps. I know a lot of people want to consider and refer to Max Preps as kind of the Bible
Yeah.
when it comes to high school football chatter. But I just, again, I think you got to take everything with a grain of salt. In my opinion, it is a combination of USA Today, ESPN, Max Preps, and that's, kind of your major reporting services. And again, if all of those, if they can come to an agreement on who's 1 and 2,
Yep.
then I will go with that. But like I said, I think it was the USA Today. It was a regional editor who had said, yeah, these two teams are going for the national championship. It was two teams out of California, and I'd never heard of them. So no, you've got to be able to identify with teams across the nation. Okay. And if they don't, like with Carrollton and Buford, well, if people don't know who they are, then this shouldn't be for the national title, even though we feel like it is.
That's right. So you've got Max Preps. Max Preps is probably the most popular national poll now, just because a lot of people go to Max Preps for statistics, scheduling, that kind of stuff. So here are some Georgia teams that are still in the playoffs, playing for a state title, that are in the top 100 according to Max Preps. You got Carrollton, Buford. You got Gainesville at number. Wait, let me repeat that. Let me start over. Max Preps has Carrollton at number 1. They've got Buford at number 6. They've got Gainesville at 31. Thomas County Central popping into this poll at 33. Creekside still is at 35. Let's see who else you got. I think that's it. That's it, according to Max Preps.
And obviously, there's a couple of those teams way down the list. Listen, to be recognized at all is quite an honor, Larry.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Yeah,
listen, if you can crack the top 100 in a national poll, you're doing something.
100% right, Larry. Agree with you on that. Going back to the comments, Jose Badilla, what's up, my man? Jose, ask hello, Mr. Field and LG. Jose, thanks so much, buddy. You're always so pleasant and nice. I appreciate you very much, man. Stephen Tate tells us that Lincoln just took the lead. Yep, we were looking at that. We're going to try to keep you updated on that one. Larry actually brought us that update on the air live. Larry, if you would, keep us updated on that. I've got Bowden picked to win that game. I'd like to see Bowden doing it. Hopefully we'll see you Bowden. And the reason I want to do that, again, is because I want to see him get that 4th in a row.
Yeah. So, Phil, Lincoln County has failed, or they failed on the extra point, apparently.
Uh-oh.
Let me see. Hold on. They've got a scoring up, but I'm watching the replay now. It was blocked. So now the score is 31-28, which is a different story than being down 32-28, right?
Yep, completely.
So Baldwin's got the ball now, and it looks like, is he going to make the first down? Oh, yeah, I think he's got he marked it short. I think they got a bad spot, Phil.
Who did, Bowden?
Bowden, yeah.
All right, so where are they at?
Let's take a look again. Hold on a second. All right, so what the heck? This thing is all over the place. Oh, hold on. It's an injury timeout. They got a Bowden player on the turf due to cramps. So it's 3:24 left in the 4th quarter. Bowden's got the ball. They are down 30. Ooh, that looked like a PI. But anyway, all right. So I'll keep you guys updated.
Remember, they can't see it. But anyway.
Hey, Phil, what is in the comments there? It's already scrolled off the screen, but I can see the previous comments. Andrew Watkins has this cryptic message. Maybe you know what he's talking about. Andrew Watkins says, waiting. I'm going to put it on the screen.
Okay.
I don't know what he's referring to. Maybe you do. He says, waiting for Darty football schedule release. Oh, he said something a while ago. He must have edited it. But this is kind of early for a football schedule release, isn't it?
Hang on a second, Larry. Yeah. Yeah, way early. Those probably aren't going to come out for a while, Andrew. Probably looking at, like June, I think is when they'll probably be released. I'm just guessing.
Well,
It's been a
the
while. And remember, not to cut you off, Larry. Remember, this is a whole new ball game.
yeah,
This is going to be new schedules. You got a lot of classification changes, region changes. Remember Larry, you talked about it, the whole format of maintaining playoff
yeah,
is
absolutely.
going to change. Larry, what other changes are there going to be in terms of when we go through the regular season? And by the way, Ed Guerra checking in. What's up, Ed? I hope I'm not butchering that last name too bad.
That is going to be the most prominent, the postseason rankings. They call it PSR scores. But, the lower classifications have, I think it was class what? Single A through, was it triple A, that has been using the postseason rankings for a couple of years now
That's right.
to seed their playoff form. So the lower class divisions have been using that already. They're already accustomed to it.
Except for Class A Division Two,
Which was, I don't understand. Why do they keep messing this up?
Yeah, because there's no private schools
I
in
got you.
that classification. Yeah,
Got you.
what it was for? It was for all the private schools in Class A Division 1, 2A, and 3A.
Gotcha.
There were no private schools in Class A Division 2, so they maintain, Larry, the same format as all the higher classifications.
Gotcha. Okay.
So going back to the Bowden game, how much time? I'm looking for real time updates on this. How much time we got?
Well,
Who's got the ball?
they are still in a injury timeout, but there's 3:24 left in the game. Lincoln up 31-28. It's 2nd and 10. Bowden's ball. They've got 2 timeouts left.
Look, how much you want to bet Caden Prothro is going to get triple covered?
Oh, I'm sure. Now that obviously that opens up opportunity all over the. Now they are driving deep field. They've got the ball on the Lincoln 23-yard. Well, no, they just they as soon as I said that, Bowden just lost big time yardage on that. Now it's going to be 3rd down, and they just lost about 5-6 yards on that play. It was quarterback draw.
So they're close to field goal range, although, like you said, they just cost themselves some very valuable yardage. It's going to be interesting to see how they handle this, Larry, because you're at this point now. It's 3rd and what? 3rd and long?
Yeah, going to be 3rd and long at their probably 30. Yeah, 3rd and 14. Whew. 3rd and 14. So 2:48 left in the game. They've got the ball at their 27-yard line. Looks like. Bowden's dropping back for a pass. He's got a heavy rush. He throws the ball downfield, and did he catch it? Did he catch? Touchdown, Bowden. Oh my God.
Did he go to Caden Prothro?
Who's number 5?
I don't know. See, this is clutch. This is why you are a multiple state champion. This is Tom Brady-esque.
3rd 14. Quarterback just scrambles to his right, throws the ball in the end zone. Yeah, on the replay, he catches it. It's a diving catch. Nice catch. Whew, man. That was a good catch. Good catch.
So to our guys out there, is the touchdown going to stand?
Of course it's going to stand. Yeah, and so number 5 is, who is number 5? There's not a number 5 on the roster on Max Prep, so I'm not sure who number 5 is.
I think Prothro is 6, if I'm not mistaken, but I could be wrong. Somebody help me out on this one, guys. Somebody help me and Larry up.
Oh, Phil. I just clicked on the Lincoln roster. Big dummy. Let me check on this. Okay, so number 5 is looks like Berkeley Perkins.
Okay. All right, so wow, boy, that's clutch there. Now, if the touchdown stands, sounds like it is. You're now looking at Bowden up 34-32. And listen, here's the point. I cannot stand this. Do not go for 2, Coach Finley. Kick the extra point, make it a 3-score or a 3-point lead.
Yeah, he just let's see, what did he do? 28.
Toby Passmore is saying, yes, clean catch. Thank you for that. Rosser Sutherland. Hello from Marietta. A little nostalgic today as Marietta becomes state champions with a 17-9 victory over Lowndes 6 years ago today. How about that?
He is up. Bowden is up 35-31. Lincoln will get the ball with probably with 2.5 minutes left. 2:34 left in fourth quarter. That's a whew.
Wait a minute.
That's a good game.
So I thought Lincoln was okay. All right, I got you. So
yeah, Bowden's up 35-31.
Okay.
Man, this is a fun game, Phil.
Listen, that is huge. You said 35-31. Do you understand the significance of that, Larry?
Oh yeah, he's got to put the ball in the end zone.
Right, because you just called it a while ago.
They missed the extra point.
They missed the extra point. How many times have we seen this cost teams? Now, Lincoln County guys, instead of being in a position to tie the game, now they, like Larry just said, they got to go for the touchdown. Huge. Special teams, once again, rears its ugly head. But by the way, have y'all been seeing some of these highlights from these Florida state championship games? Lake Mary throws a Hail Mary.
Yeah, I saw that, man. What an incredible play. It was a lucky play, but they're still state champions, right?
It's like, here, you take the ball. Was it a penalty worth claiming it?
Listen, they got lucky in two different ways. One, whenever you throw a Hail Mary and it's caught, period, it's lucky, right? Yep. But the kid caught it, and the second piece of luck was he wasn't blown down due to forward progress because he was pushed back a couple of yards. And I'm really surprised the official didn't blow it dead, but they didn't. And another player took it out of his hands and went into the end zone to win the game.
Okay, guys. So Lincoln has got the ball now. Excellent field position. Again, though, they're not down by a field goal. They got to score a touchdown, but they've got the ball just shy of midfield. The 2-minute warning's about to hit. Or is there such a thing in high school football?
There's not in high school, I don't think.
Okay. So here's Lincoln County, second down.
A hook and ladder, which they messed up.
Oh, they did. Hook and ladder on the pitch back, like Larry said. It was fumbled. Luckily, Larry, for Lincoln County, it rolls out of bounds.
That's right.
So that's going to stop the clock. Big third down here.
Phil, as open as that sideline was, if they connect on that hook and ladder, he might still be running.
Are you able to hear me, Larry?
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Okay. There is one of the top coaches, ladies and gentlemen, in the state.
All right, Phil, listen. For the remaining a minute 49, why don't you do play-by-play like you normally do?
Okay, here we go. Lincoln County, this is 4-down territory at this time. And guys, Lincoln County is going to take a timeout. They want to talk about this, Larry. So we're going to keep it right here. 35-31. We're coming to you live today from Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Phil Jones, Larry Godwin with you. ITG next. Not our game of the week, but our game of the year.
Phil, listen. Here's what's damaging about that failed hook and ladder, right? The element of surprise is now gone, right? So they were willing to use a trick play, which caught Bowden by surprise, but because they failed on the attempt, Bowden's defense is no longer surprised. They are looking for trick plays, that kind of stuff. So I expect Lincoln to go back to their bread and butter. They might do some short passes, try to break one, that kind of stuff. I wonder if they're going to try to take a shot deep, Phil, with a minute 49 left.
I don't think so, Larry, and I'll tell you why. Again, it's what I was just talking about. They're in 4-down territory here, okay? So you've got 3rd and 6. So basically you've got 2 downs to make 6 yards. Here they are coming out of the timeout, guys. Stay with us. Lincoln with the ball at their own 45. Here's the snap. Handoff, right side. He'll have the first down. And that's a huge first down pickup. So they needed 6. They got about 6.5. So move the chains. And that's what I meant. No need to throw the football. Lincoln County's bread and butter, as Bowden's is, running the football. So Lincoln County just picked up a huge first down, Larry. What'd you think of the call?
I like the call. Just, there's plenty of time left in the game, especially in football. Any one play can break it. Though they're only down 4. They're on Bowden's side of the 50. So I like the play just to get the first down to live to play another down.
Jose Padilla, you must be in the press box, Phil. No,
Phil.
I'm sitting here. A lot of running room here. A lot of running room. First down and more.
So Lincoln just executed a beautiful jet sweep to the left around the left end, and there was nobody there. I mean, what a seal block!
Yep.
But it looks like their big tackle comes around, seals that in, allows the Lincoln player to go around that edge. So, Phil, one of the things that if you are a defensive player, a defensive ends especially, your thoughts from youth league football is you've got to contain, right? And so what a seal block that was to prevent that containment, allowing that running back to get outside.
All right, guys. So it's a big first down. It's back-to-back first downs for Lincoln. They're on the move. There's that little inside trap, but Bowden's going to sniff it out. Now, guys, let me point something out here. So, little cat and mouse game. Obviously, like Larry mentioned, there's plenty of time. Now we're under a minute to go in the game. Bowden or Lincoln does not want to leave enough time for Bowden to make a comeback. Throw out to the far side, incomplete. He sailed it over the receiver's head. Not necessarily a bad thing because it's going to stop the clock. Again, guys, remember, they're in 4-down territory. So think of it that way. There's no third down to have to worry about a punt or a field goal. Field goal is not going to do you any good. So you've got 2 downs now, Larry, to get what? 2 yards. Or I'm sorry, 8 yards. 8 yards. So it's 3rd and 8. Remember,
Phil, the problem is there's 46 seconds left and they don't have any timeouts left.
Okay. So they do not have any timeouts.
They don't have any timeouts left. So that kind of limits the play selection they have. If they run it up the middle to get a first down, they've got 8 yards to go to get a first down. They run it up the middle. So that, as expected, they send 4 wide because they just have very little time left.
Alan Clanton is saying false start. I didn't see anything. Back to pass. Now I guess, is that the false start, Alan? That he's talking about? Alan may be a little bit ahead of me here. Oh, gosh, guys, that is huge. Jose Padilla says, you must be in the press box, Phil. I thought you were in the bench. No, man, we're just sitting here at home. We're just letting the game doing play-by-play. Again, hey, we got 2 Red Devils on the field. Y'all know that.
Whoa, they just added 5 seconds to that clock.
Did you hear me? Well, that's because the time ran off.
Well, no, before the play started, there was 46 seconds, and then false start happened. And then they just added 5 seconds. But Lincoln just benefited from a pass interference.
Terrible call. That's a horrible call. Horrible. That's horrible. Come on. Yeah, I don't blame you, buddy. That's a terrible call. That's awful. That's awful. Don't
that's a hold, Phil. That's a hold.
Yeah, don't make that call. You can't do that.
What do you mean you can't do that?
They're both going for the ball. Yes.
No, he grabbed him. I mean, it was clear as day.
Yeah, I can't see it on the. It's just hard to tell. All right. Yeah. 40. What are we? 44 seconds.
Yeah, they're under 40 seconds, about 35 seconds. Remember, they have no timeouts, so they're going quick. He's going to kill the ball right there. Okay, so here's the situation, guys. 30 seconds left. Lincoln's driving deep in Bowden territory with the benefit of a pass interference there. And Phil, this is coming down to a wire in a championship game that pitted a 12-2 Bowden against a 14-0 Lincoln, and this has given us all our money's worth.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, so I'm trying to remember what my prediction was. I got to go back and look at it again. Guys, if you're checking in with us, appreciate you all watching the show today. I got to see what my score prediction was. We got an injured player. Now, do they run off time if you've got an injured player with no timeouts?
No, not in high school.
Really?
Yeah. See, they do that rule in college, but not in high school.
Yeah, that should be implemented all across. I mean, you can't do that. I mean, I understand. Wait a minute. I understand. Hold on a second, Larry. I understand if the player is injured, but you've got to have some kind of rule to prevent the phony injuries. I'm just saying. And I'm not accusing this young man of that, but yeah, you got to have a runoff on that.
But there was a couple things there. One is Lincoln killed the clock. Quarterback killed it, just clocked the ball. And the Lincoln player is the actual, wasn't he? Yeah, the Lincoln player is actually the one injured. So it would have not benefited them for them to take an injury timeout at all. Not Lincoln.
Well, you said the Lincoln player was injured.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would have been. It would have benefited them.
Why is that?
Well, because it stops the clock. Gives them a chance to reconvene and call a couple of plays on the sidelines. See what I'm saying?
Yeah. There we go. I see.
All right, here we go.
So 3rd and 4. Lincoln is driving. They've got the ball at the 14-yard line.
Rich Finley, what a great coach. What a great coach. Great man. Love the guy. By the way, guys, we've got our videographer up there, and he is getting some good footage. We're in the Bowden locker room. So here it's coming down to this, Larry. It's 4th and 1. Clock's running 13, 12, 11, 10. The clock will stop, I think, to move the chains if they got it.
They got it. Now, when the clock starts, they're going to have 10 seconds left. And so Lincoln has got to get on this ball and get ready to go.
Yeah,
he's going to kill the clock. He's going to kill the clock right here, or he should.
Yeah, he does. All right. So a couple of seconds run off the clock. Let's see. Let's see what they do here. You can see the Lincoln sideline is calling for some time to be put back on the clock. Guys, we're coming to you live. We are actually bringing you live updates on this Bowden-Lincoln County game. What a game it is. It is the first tackle football state championship game of the day. Larry, what is the one to follow? Is it Benedictine and Creekside?
Yeah, that is going to be an excellent game, man. I'm telling you.
Here we go.
I keep going back and forth on that game. Who I think is going to win? I'm still leaning towards Creekside. I think you picked Benedictine.
Yeah, 7 seconds left. Rolls to the right. He's going to throw. It's caught, but they can't. Or did he catch it? Yes. The clock's going to run out. The clock should run out there, and that should be the ball game. That's going to do it. Bowden has won their 4th state championship in a row. Bowden has just won. So, Larry, let's talk about the play. Congratulations, Rich Finley. 4 in a row. What a great guy. Love this guy. There's our videographer down there, Michael, who will be in the Bowden locker room tonight. And we'll be able to get you guys some footage of what's going on behind the scenes. ITG next. Larry, let's talk about that last play. Guys, I want to talk about y'all. I want y'all to get y'all's take on this. He did not go to the end zone with it, Larry. And with no timeouts. I hate to second guess the young man. Pressure situation, but you got to go to the end zone. Alan Clanton says got to have better clock management than that. Good point. Toby Passmore says, darn it.
So some fans will automatically jump and do some finger pointing to the coach. You can't call that kind of play. That's just one of those routes where the player just doesn't realize or he's not aware of the end zone. And if you're the quarterback, you have got to be aware.
Good call, Larry. Good call. You're absolutely right. There's Caden Prothro, I think.
Rosser Sutherland is exactly right. Rosser, I thought of the exact same thing as soon as that game ended. He says Lincoln County just had a Chris Conley moment. Remember the 2012 Georgia-Alabama? It was the SEC championship, right? To determine if Georgia was going to go to the playoffs. And they're driving. I think it was Aaron Murray who was the quarterback. Aaron throws a pass. Now, the only difference was the pass that Murray threw, I believe, was tipped. And the Georgia wide receiver caught it, not aware, and then time ran out before they. But Georgia was zooming down the field, and if you're a Georgia fan like we are, you just know in your heart that Georgia was about to score and defeat Alabama. But Lady Fortune was not smiling on us that night.
Lady Love, Thunder Nose at Georgia that night for sure. So, guys, what do y'all think? Listen. This is why there's nothing like high school football I don't care what classification it is. I've got both these teams in our ITG Next Top 25. Obviously, Bowden's going to be a top 10 team when it's all said and done. Fourth straight state title. They just joined some elite company, Larry. And guys, I think they're going to join ELCA, Eagles Landing Christian Academy, which, by the way, whatever happened to them, right? But they're going to join some very elite company, Larry. ELCA, I believe. Who else are they joining, guys? Somebody help me out on this. There's Rich Finley again, one of my favorite coaches. Did I tell you all the story about Rich Finley?
I'm not sure.
Rich Finley, last week, got the biggest game in his life, right? I had texted him like the week before looking for some comments about the story I was writing about the state championship game. Do you know that man called me apologizing? Phil, I'm so sorry. Got a lot going on, but he was apologetic, called me about, not returning my call. I mean, that's the kind of class guy he is. Didn't have to do that, but he was trying to get back to me and letting me know that, hey, I got a lot going on. I said, Coach, please, I'm so grateful to you, but you got a lot more important things than me going on. So that's the kind of guy Rich Finley is. And again, guys, we're about to get some live, or not live, but we're about to get some locker room footage coming up here in just a second with from our guy Michael, who's up there, our videographer.
Yeah, Rosser, I think you are pouring salt in the wound that has never healed. Phil, I got to put this on the screen. Look at this. He says, hello from Marietta. A little nostalgic today as Marietta became state champions with a 17-9 victory over Lowndes 6 years ago today.
Yeah, I read that about 5 minutes ago, and I noticed you didn't react. That's why I asked if you could hear me.
I tried not to react.
Jose Padilla, will you be live all through the championship, meaning tomorrow, Wednesday? No, Mark and I are going to do a show on Thursday. So you guys, it'll be a preemptive show. So you guys definitely want to check in for that. And then probably Larry will be back with me on Friday, right, Larry?
Probably so.
By the way, guys, hope your Christmas holidays are going well. I know there's probably some Christmas parties going on, but there's a lot going on around here where I live. People enjoying their corporate Christmas parties. Larry, you guys have probably got one yourself.
Yeah, let's Phil. Listen, I'm going to say something about Christmas and high school football here in a second, but to answer your question about our corporate Christmas party, I'm part of a sales team that is spread out. We've got salespeople all over the place in Georgia and Florida. And so we have you ever had, Phil, you've heard of White Elephant gift exchanges, right?
Yes, of course.
We are doing a virtual White Elephant gift exchange.
Okay.
It's interesting, man. So the way it works is there's an app that you download and you register basically some gift ideas under $25, and it randomly assigns you to someone else in your region, and you buy for them. You have it shipped to the house, and no one can open their gift until the virtual party.
I like that. I like it
too. Now, here's the thing I want to say about Christmas and high school football. Phil, I asked this on my Viking Nation live show last week, and I'm going to ask it to the audience. Now, guys, it's the Christmas season, and if you could have one Christmas wish, Phil, for your local high school football team, what would it be? If you could be granted one Christmas wish for your team, what would it be?
Good call.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see if anybody takes the bait and wants to throw something out there. And it's a different type of question. You may not, honestly, you may not have time to think about it, that kind of stuff. But it's interesting. So if I were a fan of some of these teams around here, like Bainbridge, right, who's in the market for a head football coach. Phil, do you go, if you're a Bainbridge football fan, do you wish for a veteran coach with a championship pedigree, or a young firebrand coach that can inspire a community? What do you think?
Real quick, What was your question again?
So if you are a Bainbridge football fan looking for a head coach, so would you rather have a veteran championship pedigree head coach or an up and comer firebrand young coach that can inspire a community?
I don't know. I mean, I think there's a lot of advantages with either one. Probably maybe. Gosh, that's a hard question to answer, man, because I think there's a lot of great qualities in each of those.
Sure.
There's the unproven. I like the proven myself.
Yeah.
Now, I will say, obviously, it's hard to ignore what Jackson Dean did at Barry in his first ever head coaching job, I think.
Yeah.
There is your example, Larry, of your new, young, energetic, bringing a whole new vibe. It obviously rubbed off on these players. So it's kind of hard to argue with that success for sure. By the way, let's go to our comments now real quick. Like we got some people coming in. Juan Simo Villalobos, big Gainesville fan. Juan Simo's got that ring up there, hoping for that ring. I hear you, Juan Simo. Heather Knight Rodriguez. Heather, what's going on? Big Thomas County Central. We got some Thomas County Central fans that are checking into the show. Ready for Wednesday. Heather, I know you guys are. Want to wish you guys the best of luck. Kenneth Hurst is checking in. Thomas County Central is in the house. So, guys, welcome in. Real quick, So my prediction on the Bowden, the Bowden-Lincoln County game was 35-28.
Yeah.
What was the final?
35-31, I think.
Okay. So I was pretty close. I'll take that. So Phil's, again, I'm just looking back at Phil's picks. Phil had picked Bowden 35-28. And so the final goes 35-31.
Phil, you know what the biggest advantage for Gainesville is playing at you know what the biggest advantage for Gainesville playing at Mercedes-Benz against the Yellow Jackets?
What's that?
The Jacket fans can't bring their horns.
About that. I did not know that.
Vuvuzela horns, whatever they are.
I thought they brought them last year, though. Or
they did, but they were outlawed in the Dome.
No, that's what I mean. I thought they had brought them to the Dome.
They did last year. They did last year, but they were forced. I believe it was last year. They were forced to stop using them during the game.
Okay, I got you. All right, Luke Nelson is in the house. Luke, what's going on, buddy? Luke Nelson, as of course he's always. I shouldn't say it like that, but what do you say when somebody's fashionably late? Luke Nelson is fashionably late. I appreciate you, Luke. Luke Nelson, great friend. Big Buford is in the house, and he is locked in. He says, Juan Simo Villalobos, home field. I hear you. Juan Simo Villalobos, very short drive to the Benz. Phil, what's up with you? Deshaun Suggs checking in. What's up, my man? Carver Columbus going to get it done. So, guys, the very first state championship game, I predicted 35-31.
Yeah.
Almost on the money. Final score 35. No, I'm sorry. I predicted 35-28. Final score was 35-31. So, Larry, I was pretty close there. Can I keep this up through the state championship games?
Well, probably, Phil. I don't want to say I hate to, but I have to admit, and I think probably most fans do, that you're so plugged into all these head coaches, especially the ones that are still in the state title game, that you have a pretty good idea of what kind of team they have. Yeah. Right. Yeah, so your picks are usually pretty close.
Yeah, I appreciate you saying that for sure. Jose Padilla says, you're a fan, LG. You might be a Viking, but applaud the black and yellow, and you're about to be on Central's bandwagon. What are you talking about if I was a fan? What's he talking about, Larry? What's he talking about?
Well, I was talking about not being able to take the horns up there, that kind of stuff. But Jose Padilla has watched my content enough to know that I am a big Justin Rogers fan, huge Justin Rogers fan, and a big Central fan. That's right. Even though they beat us a couple times the last couple years in the preseason matchup, I have to remind their fans that they were preseason games and don't amount to a hill of beans, because everybody knows in a regular season game, Lowndes would have walked the dog on them. But, that is a different type of deal, different discussion for a different day. Right. Listen, You guys tell Colmore I said that Lowndes would beat Thomas County Central in a straight up regular season matchup. Don't give me this talk about preseason stuff. Okay, there, I got it off my chest. No, Jose, you're right. I'm pulling for Central because they're 45-minute drive for me. So I hope the Jackets take their second state title here in just how many years, Phil? When was the last time? When did Central win their state championship game? A couple years ago?
Year before last.
Yeah. So I think they're going to take it.
Nadir, let's go back to the comments. Guys, keep those comments coming. I try to read everybody's comments that come in. Nadir Muse Muhammad, always a strong contributor to the show. Checking in, Bowden versus Lincoln was a great game. It was, wasn't it, guys? And thank you for that, Nadir. Heather Knight Rodriguez, hey, she gets it straight. She says, and the Horns don't win the games, our guys do. Great call, Heather. Toby Passmore, TCC has an open game next year. All right, let me address this real quick. Okay, Elaine Blackburn Williams, even though preseason matchup we won in 20. Okay, guys, listen. And Heather Knott Rodriguez confirms it was 2023, so 2 years ago. Listen, there's been a lot made about Thomasville taking Thomas County Central off, and people are saying, "Oh, you chicken," blah blah. Guys, listen to me. Okay, we're talking about a single A school versus a 5A school.
Yeah.
Okay, there is a decided difference between the two right now. Okay, so why Thomasville has every right to take Thomas County Central off their schedule.
Yeah,
I think it's a salute by Thomasville to your neighbors to say, hey guys, listen, we're just not ready to go out there against one of the best 5A teams, going to be 6A, one of the best 6A teams in the state. We're just not really ready for that. Our program's not ready for that. Our student population is much smaller. So we just, so I just don't understand all the grief that they're catching. I mean, again, people have got to stop and think, again, what I just said. So lend a little bit of intelligence to the comment, guys. That's why Thomasville is, listen, and I don't blame them one bit. There's not a lot of single A schools that want to play a 5A or 6A school.
Yeah.
Okay? So.
Phil, the only thing I'll say about that, well, actually, a couple of things I'll say about that is one, how do I say this? How do I say this tactfully? It makes perfect sense for Thomasville to make that move, right? Because of the reasons that you just laid out, because of the difference in classification. But here's the deal. I'm a fan before I'm a football analyst. And as a fan, I can identify with these guys because there is no class separation in fans.
Look, and
fans love to rip on other opposing teams. That's just the bottom line. That's why they're doing it. But logically, it makes, and I'm really surprised that Thomasville hasn't done this earlier.
Yeah.
Because it hasn't made sense for them to play Central for the last 2 years.
All right, guys, if you are just new or if you're just checking in, we'd love to hear your comment. If you are new to the show, we do this every Monday and Friday. And I will tell you guys, even though the football season will be over at the end of this week, we will continue to do the show. The shows are year-round, and I promise you we'll have plenty to talk about. Now, I want to mention something real quick, and I'm going to read Kerry Claiborne's
essay
night before Christmas. Yeah, his let's see, what does he put together here? His what do you call somebody when they put together a long, what's it called? Dadgummit. Why can't I think of these things when I want to think of them? Manifesto. Here's Kerry Claiborne's Christmas Manifesto. 'Twas the night before the 6A State Championship game. 'Twas the night before the 6A State Championship game, and all through Atlanta, the buzz wasn't tame. Mercedes-Benz Stadium stood shining and bright, awaiting two giants to clash under lights. The Wolves of Buford, so battle-tested and true, dreamed of a title they last won in 21-2. With Coach App at the helm, calm, steady, and wise, he preached grit. Dadgummit, in my
hold on. Let me do this for you.
was on a roll there, Larry.
There we go. Read that.
Okay, you want to start over?
Well, shoot, it doesn't. It's so long, it doesn't show up on the entire screen.
Hold on, my golly. I want to finish this. Hold on, I got it right here. Okay, I got it. Here we go.
All right.
'Twas the night before the 6A state championship game, and all through Atlanta, the buzz wasn't tame. Mercedes-Benz Stadium stood shining and bright, awaiting two giants to clash under lights. The Wolves of Buford, so battle-tested and true, dreamed of a title they last won in 21-2. With Coach App at the helm, calm, steady, and wise, he preached grit and focus, Larry. No room for surprise. Across the way, Carrollton sharpened their aim. The Trojans remembered last year's bitter pain. That loss still burned. It lingered like fire, and Coach Joy King fueled the revenge they desire. The helmets were polished, the playbooks were read. Visions of glory danced in each head. Fans packed their gear, yellow and black, green and gold, ready for stories that soon would be told. The city of Atlanta lay restless, awake, knowing tomorrow would give more than it takes. Would Buford reclaim what once had been theirs, or Carrollton rise, revenge in the air? So sleep well, sweet stadium. Your silence won't last, for whistles and roars will shatter it fast. Come kick off tomorrow, one truth will be seen. Only one team leaves crown, Georgia's 6A king. Kerry Claiborne, that was well done, sir. Larry went to sleep.
Was that a bedtime story? Dang, Kerry.
That was pretty good, Kerry. Applause, buddy. You did well.
Listen, I have to admit, the dude put some thought into that, and it was well done.
Well done, Kerry. Well done. And I hope I did it justice. I tried to put the affliction in it, my friend, and give it a good storytelling there. But LG, hey, LG, I come with sarcasm, man. I'm just giving you a hard time. You got connections. Let it be. I'm looking around. I'm still trying to rhyme everything. You got connections. Let I be TCC versus Lowndes. I hear you. Jose Padilla is a great guy.
Yeah, listen, Jose, I love the banter back and forth, man. I'm not offended. I love it. Now, if it were me, I would absolutely schedule Lowndes and Central a home and home year after year. I just think that makes perfect sense. You got two premier programs, 45 minutes apart. They both need non-region games that are really great gate receipts, right? So it makes perfect sense. Phil, a while ago I asked what would be a great Christmas wish for high school football fans and their teams. Yeah. You know what my number one wish is?
What's that?
In general around here? I wish so let's just fast forward. So next year you got region 1-7A, right? And so you got region 2-6A with Central and Lee County and Coffee in that group. I would, even though there are different classifications and regions, all these teams need good non-region games. Phil, I wish these two regions would sign an inter-region agreement to play one another during the non-region part of their schedule. Uh-oh, I lost Phil.
Hello.
Phil.
Yeah, I'm back.
Yeah. So did you hear the final part of my comment?
I did not, no.
I wish these two regions, region 2-6A next year and region 1-7A, our region, would sign some form of inter-region agreement so the two regions would play one another during the non-region part of the schedule. That would take care of all the non-region scheduling issues that all these head coaches face every year. Yeah.
All right, guys. So let's bring it back here. So we're talking about the state championship games. We've just had one completed, and it was a great game, guys. If this is any kind of precursor to the way the games are going to be next year, the way the games are going to be for the rest of this series, that we are going to be in for a treat. Toby Passmore. Let's go to the comments, Larry. I would like to see TIFF win the new region next year.
Wouldn't that be something?
Yeah. Guys, let me just say something real quick. Jeff Littleton told me, okay, and this had to do with the story that I wrote following the dismissal of the Camden County coach, Travis Rowland, okay?
Yeah.
So Travis Rowland, fair or not, got dismissed after just 2 years at the helm of Camden, right?
Yeah.
And I think what happened was a lot of people were upset by the lack of competitiveness in the
Yeah.
region. Do you agree with that?
Mhm.
Okay. So Toby Passmore, I'm sorry. I was sitting there looking at Toby's name. Travis Rowland got dismissed. Great coach. There's no doubt about that. But my question is, and what spawned my story was, and it wasn't as much a shot at Camden or a shot at anybody, but how long should a coach be given
Yeah.
to show a difference in a program? How many years should a coach be given? What's fair? What's a fair number? How many years should he be given to show a change, to show improvement in the program? And I don't know if you and I have talked about this, but guys, I'd love to hear y'all's take on this. What do y'all think? Most people, and I can tell you, most everybody said 3 years, and I think that's fair.
That's got to be a minimum, Bill.
Right.
That's got to be a minimum. If they're taking over a program, they're installing their schemes, that kind of stuff.
Right.
And it's going to take a couple of years. It's going to take a whole year just to get kids adapted to the new scheme. Another year to fully become proficient at it. And by the third year, you've got seniors that were sophomores when you took over. And so that third year, they should be ready to do something. Now, if they don't, after the third year, a school system's got to do what they got to do, but you got to give a coach minimum 3 years, unless there's cause involved and some type of ethical lapse, that kind of stuff. But
well, Larry, I think you said it perfectly. And I think we were talking about this, I don't know, maybe a month ago, or it's been a little while, but you had said something about this where you talked about, and I agree with you 100%, you've got to allow the new coach to have time to get his middle school program up to speed. Okay, you got to get your guy a chance to get these 8th graders and 9th graders up to speed and in your system and how to do things. In other words, you've got to get you've got to see the entire cycle through. And that's my point.
So here's what's happened in 3 years. When he takes over, that 8th grader, right, is now a 10th grader by the end of his third year. That's and right. So by the 10th grade, you've got a player transitioning from playing well on the 9th grade team. So next year he's probably going to be on the JV team. And so that 10th grade year is pretty much a developmental year, if you will. And so those 7th graders are now on the 9th grade team. And so by that third year, you have enough evidence to see if the program is trending in the right direction. 2 years, you don't have enough evidence.
That's right. That's a good point. Good point. All right. So back to the comments. Michael Ward replying to Toby Passmore, will Tifton be, and it's Tift County, by the way, will they be a 6A or 7A? They'll be 7A next year. I think that's right, isn't it?
6A.
No. They are with 6A.
Yeah.
So they will actually be joining the region with 6A with Thomas County Central, Lee County, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah. So
there we go.
So think about what Toby Passmore said. He says, I would like to see Tift win the new region next year. Now, Toby, I don't know if I'm assuming you're a Tift County fan, maybe not. I'm not sure. But in order for that statement to come true, here's what Tift County would have to do. They would have to beat Coffee, Houston, Lee, Northside Warner Robins, Thomas County Central, and Veterans. Obviously have the best record in that region. So you got to knock off some really, really good teams to win a region title in that region, Phil. And so that might be a tall order, Phil. Now, it is going to be Jeff Littleton's third year, I believe. So we're going to see a true trend up in Tift County, even for the better or for the worse. By the end of the third year, you're going to know what trajectory this program's in. I don't expect them to win that region this next year. That is probably the region of doom in 6A, if you will. And so if he can just make the playoffs, it would be a good advancement for Tift County. Now, if he actually comes in third in the region, that is a tremendous year. If he comes in second in the region, you might as well give him the crown of Tifton. Now, if he happens to win a region title, he's going to get keys to the city for life. That would be a miraculous turnaround. But I'm just, for as far as progress goes, if Tift County can make the playoffs next year. And, it's going to be a little bit easier because of the new postseason ranking formula, so that he doesn't have to place in the top 4 teams in the region to clinch a playoff spot. But they've got to win. That's part of this new PSR. They got to win, because winning percentage is a huge part of this deal.
Okay. So finishing my thought on Littleton. So Littleton, when I talked to him, I posed that question to him: how many years should should a coach be given? And like I said earlier, most coaches told me 3.
Yeah.
Now, Littleton said that what he inherited at Tift County was I hate to see the word bad, but it was he said, look, I'm trying to think of the very diplomatic way of putting this. Basically, Jeff Littleton said, look, it's going to take me 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
And that's at least. Now, he's not saying that I should have everything fixed by 5 years. Jeff Littleton told the folks that hired him that, Larry, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Jeff Littleton said it's going to take, at least 5 years to get this thing turned around, which really should speak to just how bad things were at Tift County. I mean, you're coming in behind Noel Dean, and it was a train wreck. And anyway, so there was a lot of, things that were wrong there with Tift County that Jeff Littleton has had to come in and fix up. If they will leave him alone, and Jeff Littleton, this is why he asked for 5 years. I think there is a sense of you've got to be honest. Okay. Of course, and there's no need in really rehashing John Reed's situation. We've been there, done that. John Reed, was obviously the guy for Tift. He had also implemented all this change, and they would not let him see it through. Listen, I want y'all to hear me for a second. Okay, listen to me. I want you to pay attention to this. What's up, Caleb Autry? We'll get to you in a minute, buddy. Says go TCCH football. So while I went up, we did the Rome. It was one of their games we did. I think it was 2 years ago. ITG next game of the week. Okay. It was Rome and somebody on the end of their schedule. I can't remember. But John Reed, Larry, showed me the Rome facility, which includes an indoor facility.
Yeah.
But John Reed took it a step further. John Reed designed himself. He did the same thing at Tift County, but they would not go with it. Rome loved it so much, they're like, yes, absolutely, we'll go with this. So John Reed drew the plan himself of what the indoor facility would look like, Larry. Yeah. But he also drew the plans for the entire facility, indoor facility, which included a vocational wing.
Wow.
That rivals a lot of like junior colleges and so. And I'm gonna tell you why he did that. And I'm going somewhere with this guy, so stay with me. John Reed would have all these football players coming back to the school who had graduated, right? Hey, what are you doing now? Well, coach, I'm going off to such and such, and I'm going to get my degree in welding, okay, or plumbing. And I'm going to tell you something, guys. Don't laugh. Those are big-time jobs. Those are big-time skills to know. They are going to be in demand. You understand me? They're going to be in big-time demand. So that's the way you need to start looking at things if you have children that are in high school. Military, a lot of kids were going to the military. But my point being that John Reed saw this, he heard this from these kids who were going off and getting these technical education. He said, why don't we make that available to them here? And that's what he did. Now, it is one of the most impressive things you've ever seen in your life. I'm talking about the auto department is state-of-the-art diagnostics.
Yeah.
They Rome High School. If you're interested in nursing, okay, or anything in the health field, medical field, they have their own walk-in clinic.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
No, I did not know that. That's impressive.
I mean, guys, I'm just telling you, this is where John Reed has put Rome, which goes way beyond just football. John Reed had wanted to do the same thing at TIFF, but was turned down. So, again, don't want to rehash it because water under the bridge. But now that's what, again, Jeff Littleton is had to inherit. He's got to now start over and try to restart what John Reed had wanted to do, what, 5, 6, 7 years ago, right?
Yeah.
So that's where TIFF is. Toby, I go back to your comment about TIFF wins the region. I think if you leave Jeff Littleton alone, he is the man, just like he did with Bainbridge, took them to an improbable 5A state championship, Larry, in 2018. Okay.
Yeah.
And he can do it again if you leave him alone. Keep talking, Larry. I'm getting something to drink.
Guys, we're talking about Tift County here, and I'm glad we are because they are a classic example of how many years you give a coach to be able to spot a trend. I don't know if you remember the head coach before Jeff Littleton. Do you guys remember who that was? It was Noel Dean. Not a bad guy. I'm sure he was a great coach. Certainly proved himself in the state of Michigan. He was a championship pedigree coach up in Michigan. Moved down here, took over a program in Tift County, was there for 3 years. Now, in his first year there, Tift County fans were elated. They thought that this is the guy. You know why? Because he took over for Ashley Anders that was there for 5 years. Now, Ashley started that program, not started the program, but he started his tenure taking over for John Reed. So Anders goes 6-5, and then he goes 11-2. And Tift County fans like, oh man, we have arrived. They're 11-2 in 2017. They actually are 2-1 in the region. Remember, there were only 4 teams back then in the region, but actually has a 2-1 record. The next year in 2018 goes 8-5, and then the wheels start to fall off for whatever reason. I'm not going to rehash that. I don't really know, but I'm just telling you what the record shows. So in 19, he goes 3-7. In 2020, that's a COVID year, he goes 2-8. And then that's when Tift County pulls the plug, brings in this championship pedigree coach in Noel Dean from Michigan. Noel Dean immediately sees a turnaround, goes 6-5 in 21. But then his final 2 years there, remember that 3-year minimum that we talked about? In 22, he goes 1-9. And in 23, the last year there, he goes 2-8. And his last 2 years there, he won 1 region game. And so that's why he was dismissed. Littleton comes in. He sees this mess that he's taken over, and that's why he's insisting on 5 years. And I don't blame the guy. It's going to take that long to resurrect that program.
Toby Passmore, yeah, I agree with you, Larry. We are very happy with him. Coach Littleton, I believe he can do it. I'm from Thomas County. Got you, Toby Passmore. Robbie Hopkins. Y'all need Caleb Autry. Hey, Mr. Phil. Caleb Autry, my classmate, has appeared on here. Go TCC. I love it. What's up, Caleb? Thanks so much for checking out the show. Robbie Hopkins. Caleb, see y'all in Atlanta. Okay, so, guys, let's go back here. And I think you guys want to talk about what's happening right now with the high school football games. All right, so we've got one in the books. All right, I predicted Benedictine, Larry, to beat Creekside. I'm catching a little bit of grief about it. But again, hey, I caught some grief about picking Bowden.
Yeah.
Okay, a lot of people thought Toombs County was going to get it done. Here's the thing, guys, that I hate. Okay, Bowden was defending state champion. So was Toombs County. Okay.
All right.
Are you with me?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's kind of a shame that you had 2 programs defending state champion. What was it? I'm assuming Toombs County was in Class 1A Division 1 last year? Is that what it was?
I guess. I don't follow the smaller schools, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. So my point being, it was kind of it was kind of sad to see both these teams, going for a repeat. Obviously, only one was going to get it done, and again, that is Bowden that gets it done. 35-31. I had predicted 35-28 in this one. Now, the next game up, I think we got which is it, guys? We got Benedictine.
I'm not sure who that is, but Benedictine's about to play.
I love it. I knew you were going to do that. But all right. Benedictine is coming up against Creekside. So here's my train of thought. Larry and I talked a little bit about this on Monday's the Friday show. I think I think I think uh, Creekside, they've played a couple of tough teams, but for the most part, they've played a lot of, I hate to say cream puffs, but that's what it's been. I hate to talk about any program like that, but still, as far as comparatively speaking, I think it was a rather soft schedule for Creekside. Yes, I know they beat the team out of DeSoto. I get that, and that's a big win. But I just think Benedictine's a little bit more battle tested
Yeah.
this year with Colquitt. Larry, you had reeled off some of the games that they had played this year too, so I just think that it's a little bit different. I think it's a little bit different manner of teams that Benedictine has seen. Now, will that make any difference at all? I think it might. I think it might. But at least that's where I am going with this one as far as my train of thought. Kenneth Hurst says Phil Lincoln. I don't know what that means. All right. What did I say? Ranks Swanigan. Big Benedictine. I'm sorry, Gainesville fan says, "Great game, Bowden." Did I mispronounce one of the two teams?
I didn't think you did, but maybe you did. I don't know. I'm giving you grief
Kenneth
about
Hurst,
it.
what did I do, man? Did I say something wrong? Anyway, Robbie Hopkins, Bowden and Lincoln County was a great game. Indeed, it was. Now, will this next one be another good one? Ranks Swanigan says Gainesville's in the building. Indeed, he is. Ranks, what do you think about Gainesville and TCC? What a game that's going to be, guys! What a game that's going to be. Cannot wait. All right, let us hear from you guys. Let us hear those comments coming in. Let's go.
All right, so Phil, you were talking about one of the reasons why you like. Okay, I'm trying my best to get this right. Benedictine. One of the reasons why you like Benedict. I just can't do it, man.
Larry's trying to say it. Benedictine.
Benedictine just sounds better.
I'm with you. Go ahead, Larry.
So it's amazing how everybody that coaches there and goes to school up there mispronounces their own name. It's Benedictine. They should know this.
I got you.
All right. So one of the reasons that you listen, if you're a fan up there, I'm just kidding, guys. Don't give me any grief about that. All right. So if you talked about one of the reasons why you like Benedictine is the schedule they had throughout the year, right? So I thought it'd be a good thing just to review these schedules side by side. Okay. So here's Benedictine's schedule. Okay. So they started out at Colquitt County. They go to Moultrie, lose in a close game. They had a really shot. I think that's one of those situations where their players just ran out of gas. Colquitt wins that game 27-24. Then they have the nerve to take on Buford and lose that game 42-14. They are at Burke County 41-0. At Westminster, they beat them. They're at Ware County. So pretty tough schedule. Pretty tough schedule on the front end of that thing. And now Warner Robins is, they're not the best team in the last couple of years, but it's still Warner Robins, quality team. They go to Wayne County. Now they're in the region schedule. Warner Robins, Wayne County, Perry, New Hampstead, New Forsyth, Cass, and now they're in the playoffs. East Forsyth, Cass, Central, Marist, and Creekside, obviously. Now, if you take a look at Creekside's schedule, they start out with a tough game on the road at Rome, kind of an easier game at Seminole. Then they are at home. They blast the team out of Texas, DeSoto. Then they take on Forest Park. Mays is not the team they once were. ML King is not the team that they once were. Pace Academy, you can say the same. Drew, you can say the same. So they really don't get tested until into the playoffs. So they're taking on Dalton, Ware County, Lithonia, Kell. Kell's a pretty good team, and now they find themselves in the state championship team. So to your point, Benedictine probably does have a tougher overall schedule. Is that going to matter? Some say yes, some say no. I still like Creekside just because of the brand of football they play. And so we'll see.
All right, 7:15, guys. We got about 15 minutes or so. Yeah, okay. So I understand now. I got you, Kenneth. I had erroneously said I was misidentifying Lincoln as Toombs. My bad. My bad. So yeah, it was Lincoln County. There we go. So that's my bad. All right. So Frank Swanigan said he thinks it's going to be the best matchup out of all these state games. Now, which one are you talking about? Are you talking about Benedictine and Creekside? I'm just curious. That's saying a lot, if true.
I think he's a red elephant fan, according to his next post.
Yeah. Oh no, I know Ranks. Yeah, he's a big Gainesville fan. I'm just saying, are you talking about the? Are you talking about your own team, Ranks, or are you talking about the game we're discussing, which was Creekside and Benedictine? Wondering if you think that's going to be the best one of them all. By the way, okay, so Ranks says it is Gainesville. So yeah, listen, I agree with you. It's definitely going to be for all the marbles. I've been talking about it. Larry and I've been talking about it. I think you're looking at the possible winner or the potential winner in this game also being crowned a national champion. Now, Larry and I have talked about this back and forth today. We talked about it the other night. Okay. And there's already been some banter back and forth about it today. And that is um, how do you crown a true, or as close to a true high school national champion as possible? We talked about it back at the beginning of the show. I don't know if you guys missed this or not, so I'm going to rehash it real quick. Okay, so you've got, I think it's USA Today's high school editor
Yeah.
talking about we've got this game coming up. It's going to be we're going to crown a national champion or mythical national champion, which is all that it is. Okay, until you get some kind of real playoff format. Now, because of that, okay, we don't have that. Remember Friday night, I talked about how we need to have something as close to and resembles as much of a true a true national championship playoff. And what I did there was I talked about, hey, let's get your national or your high school state champions, okay, that can play beyond their state title games. Remember, Texas cannot. I think, Larry, you said Houston or California cannot either.
I believe that's right. I'm not
Okay.
exactly sure. I can't remember.
That's fine. That's fine. So it didn't really matter specifically. So there's some schools, some big time states who will not let their teams go out and play beyond the state title game. That's a problem when we're trying to crown a true national champion. Now, again, getting back to it. So you've got this editor with USA Today is trying to claim that this big game coming up between the two California schools, hey, the winner of this one's going to be the national champion. Well, we're sitting here touting, again, the Gainesville I'm sorry, the Buford Carrollton game is not only going to be for the state championship, but it's going to be, I think, for a national champion because you got several rating services, media outlets who have these two teams ranked as a national champion or a national contender, I should say. So I think that's where you see a little bit of a difference. So again, you've got a lot of different moving parts here of seeing our people, including us, who are trying to crown Larry a national champion. And I'm not going to be the guy who, assumes that it's just our teams, meaning Georgia teams. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to assume that it's just us being the national champions. Okay. Because I think everybody's got a fair argument, but somehow we've got to come together. We've got to piece all these together.
Phil, I'm going to share something on the screen that Zach Poff he's the national football editor for high school for Max Preps, and he put together a fictitious high school football bracket. And I thought it was a great looking bracket. I'm going to put it up on the screen. Get your thoughts on it. All right.
Okay. So I think I saw this. Yeah, I saw this. So you got Centennial out of California. They would play. Oh, so small, I can't read it. Carrollton is in there.
Yeah, so I'm going to try to make this bigger so you can see it. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. So Bishop Gorman. So it looks like Carrollton would have a first round bye.
That's right. So you got in the left bracket, you got Centennial out of California against Edna Carr out of Louisiana.
Uh-huh.
And so Carrollton would be playing the winner of those. They get a first round bye. And so the winner of that Carrollton Edna Carr Centennial matchup would go down and play the winner of Bishop Gorman, Santa Margarita, and Grimsley, North Carolina.
Right.
So that champion goes to the final matchup. And on the right side of the bracket, I love the way he's done this. You got St. Thomas Aquinas taking on Buford. What a great matchup that would be. And so the winner of that game, Southlake Carroll out of Texas, is waiting on them. And then on the other side, lower right-hand bracket, you got St. Francis Academy that played on ESPN the other night that blew away, what was it, Canyon? I can't remember. Some team out of Utah, I think. But anyway, IMG Academy would be taking on Mater Dei. Now, I'm expecting IMG Academy to beat Mater Dei because Mater Dei is not the same Mater Dei we've come to expect in the last decade. I think they've had 3 losses this year, but they're still a formidable team. The winner of that game takes on St. Francis. Would probably be playing someone like a Southlake Carroll because they're really good. And then I would project that St. Francis and probably Carrollton would play for the national championship. Okay. So anyway, that's who I'm projecting.
All right, guys, let's get these comments back up on the screen as we've got about 8 minutes to go in the show. Hope you guys have enjoyed our Monday night soiree. Extra Point with Phil Jones and Larry Godwin. And you guys make as much of the show as possible. Jim Blair checking in says, and again, Jim, this is exactly where I was coming from. Jim reminds us that Buford #1 in 3 polls. So there you go.
Yeah.
And look, and here's what we have to define. And let's do this. All right, all together, let's do this. Who would we all say are the most reputable, and how many should we include? All right, who would you say are the most reputable national services as far as ranking high school football? I think USA Today would be there. Yeah, listen, I haven't bought a USA Today or looked at USA Today in a while. I used to be a heavy-duty traditional USA Today customer. I mean, guys, when I tell you I did not miss a day of getting a newspaper at the newsstand, I mean, I was dead on, spot on. Okay, now, so I think USA Today definitely's got to be up there. Who else would be the others, though? Max Preps, I think you got to put in there, right?
Yeah. Phil, the 3 that I would typically lean on are, I consider 3 of the top experts in national high school football. You got Max Preps, you got High School Football America with Jeff Fisher, and then you got National HSFB with Joe Mamone. Those three services I would lean on the most.
So I'd go with USA Today, Max Preps. Who are the ones that have got that have got Buford and Carrollton up near the top?
Okay, so Max Preps has got Carrollton at #1, Buford at 6. USA Today has Buford at 1, Carrollton at 2.
Who's that?
USA Today.
Yeah, see, I like that. USA Today has got the 2 Georgia schools, 1 and 2. Is that what you said?
That's right. Yep.
I like
so
that.
For them, it's a true national championship because they've got them 1 versus 2.
That's right. That's right. And again, guys, let me go back to it. It's what I've been saying. That's why it makes that's tomorrow night, right? That's what makes this Buford Carrollton game so huge because you're playing not only for a state title. Think about this. You're playing for, and again, this is only a hypothetical. I mean, it's not going to be official, but you're going to have a state champion and you're going to have a potential, arguably, national champion as well coming out of the Georgia State Championship.
Yeah.
Jim Blair says Carrollton's #1, Max Preps, and what website? Which website you talking about there, buddy? Jim Blair says Buford is number 1 in 3 polls. Yes, yes. Tony Wynn, what's up, Tony? Tony Wynn, Jacket State Nation checking in from Jackson, Alabama. He's checking in from Jackson, Alabama. All right, Robbie Hopkins remind us right now. It's kickoff from Benedictine and Creekside.
Phil,
Yes.
you butchered the pronunciation of that team too, man. I'm really shocked.
You listen, you know how I am now. I do things just for the heck of it, man. I will just say, I will always do that. Man, mainly to drive Kerry crazy.
All right, so Creekside gets the ball first. I mean, they just kicked off. It's 10:25 to go in the first quarter, and they've got a nice little drive going. Oh, he just fumbled the ball.
Okay. Look out, fumble.
Just fumbled it. Creekside jumps back on it. They're at midfield with a nice little drive going here. Oh, they got careless with the ball. That's why. Oh, I think his own player punched the ball out. Holy moly. His own offensive lineman punched the ball out.
Really? Yeah. Well, see, now, Larry, and so let me take this moment here to make us a point about that. The more you win,
yeah,
the longer you win, the harder it becomes to stay there.
Sure, yeah.
Now and look, not as long as you're playing cream puffs, not as long as you're playing Sisters of the, whatever, Texas A&T and this and that. But as long as you are playing bona fide competition, and of course, come to state playoffs, you're playing really good, top of the line competition, right? But the longer you stay undefeated, the harder you've got to achieve to stay there, Larry.
Sure.
And so that becomes harder and harder, and you start to see stuff like what you just described. Teams start to lose their focus, their edge. I mean, you've got to have somebody that can come in there and refocus the team. It may be a completely different coach.
Yeah.
And I know that's very bizarre to project something like that. And I know that's not going to happen, but I'm just telling you, that's kind of how things will go. Sometimes you need a different perspective, even though everything you've been doing up to this point seems perfect, looks perfect, but you know what? Get a fresh set of eyes.
Sure. Well, listen, I understand what you're saying, but this Creekside team hasn't had the worst schedule in the world. You got to keep in mind that 7 of their games are region games, so they don't have a choice to play those games. So the three teams that they could choose, 2 of them are bona fide, really high quality teams. Rome is one of them, obviously, and DeSoto, Texas, is actually another one. Phil, they are currently 12-3, and I believe are they playing for? Listen, they're playing for a state championship on the 20th in the state of Texas.
I'm not denying at all. That's a huge win for them. But again, and I could be wrong. So obviously, Creekside has already gone up 7-0. So they have made a statement already. Now we'll see if they can contain or if they can continue that march. Listen, this may turn out to be a blowout. Who knows? Because they kind of got a history of doing this. They've established a track record for sure.
Yeah, in these types of games, Phil, I don't put when a team jumps out quickly early, even up by 2 scores. I don't put very much stock into that yet, because that's usually reflective of game planning preparation, and the other team, if they put a wrinkle in that you're not expecting, that sometimes will account for that. And it's the adjustments that teams make. Is Benedictine's defense able to adjust quickly and shut down Creekside's original game plan? That's usually when we start to see teams come back or fold by the second or third possession.
Agree 100%. All right, guys, going to give you guys the final word here as we are coming to the end of the show. 8-10 for now. Jim Blair, what is that? You talking about the total points scored?
Yeah, he's got to be.
Travis Hart. Yeah, Travis Hart is checking in. Travis, what's up, man? Travis says that Bowden-Lincoln game was a good game. Boy, it was, wasn't it? 100%. It was a great game. We called, caught, I should say. the last end of the game or the very end of the game.
Listen, Jose's picking on me again. He says, I'm really sad that I thought LG would pick Benedictine because they have a resemblance to the Vikings, Mr. Godwin. That is where you are incorrect, Jose. The colors that the cadets sport are the Mississippi State maroon. My beloved Vikings are the crimson and white, as in the Alabama crimson and white, and not the Mississippi State maroon.
Okay, so final words here. Alan Clanton, if you can run the ball like that, don't need to throw. I guess that was the drive that Creekside came down. And I will be fair, and this will kind of be my parting shot. I haven't watched Creekside a lot.
Yeah.
I obviously have kept up with Creekside through their final scores, but you really don't need. There's not a whole lot of suspense with Creekside. I mean, you know what I mean. You obviously they are an offensive machine.
Oh yeah.
Can they get it done this year? Remains to be seen. But so far so good for Creekside. All right, guys. Jim Blair says Lincoln through short. All right, guys. So last comments here. Larry, I'll give you the final word on your end, and then I'll take us out. What you got?
Well, listen, it's sad to see the football season or the high school season come to an end by the end of the week, right? So, guys, listen.
Remember, not going to be in the end here, though. We're going year round. But go ahead, Larry.
Absolutely. And so, listen, you guys need to stick with us even after this week because football never sleeps in the state of Georgia.
That's right.
Right, when it comes to high school football. But it's going to be cool to see these final games that are remaining for the state championship. Sometimes you see a state championship game and you know it's going to be boring. But you've got some marquee matchups this week, Phil. I mean, it's hard to pick the best championship game because there's so many intriguing matchups. So, guys, tune in next Monday night. Let's talk about all the state champions.
Friday night.
Oh, yeah. Friday. I keep forgetting we do a Friday night show.
Yeah, we'll go Friday night. And again, looking at Friday night, we will definitely we may do a sneak a peek Thursday night. But we'll let you know, guys. Just always keep a check at the ITG Next Facebook page, and we will give you announcements and up-to-date announcement on what is happening with us. Robbie Hopkins says, "Good night, gentlemen. We'll see everyone in Atlanta Wednesday night at 7:30. Portal opens." Jim Blair says, Jose Padilla, OKLL. Travis Hart, the girl flag football needs some recognition as well. Hey, listen, let's give that absolutely before we get out of here. So, who won, Travis? Who won the girls flag football that was played earlier in the day?
So you got Harris County defeating Washington County 32-0. You've got Greenbrier defeating Jenkins 20-13, and I believe that was it for today.
Okay, well, congratulations! I think it's fantastic that Georgia high school, the GHSA has implemented this flag football. Not only have they implemented it a few years back, but it has grown one of the fastest growing. It and bass fishing and esports.
Yeah, Lowndes won a state championship this week in esports.
No kidding.
Yeah.
How about that? And guys, say what you want to. You can laugh, whatever. But that state championship trophy is going right up there with the other ones.
That's right.
So doesn't matter. But guys, thanks so much for checking out the show. One thing to be prepared, and Jay Morris, you're right. Worth County Rams play tomorrow afternoon. All these state title games we're going to talk about Thursday. We'll probably do a show on Friday as well. But one thing to be thinking about, and I think Larry had teased it at the beginning of this show, we're going to start talking about who to look forward to in 2026. Okay? Who already going ahead and looking ahead at 2026. And guys, I'm telling you, there's going to be some changes. So get ready to bring your not chalk, but get ready to bring your updated information. Get ready to put your thinking cap on because I want to hear from you guys about your picks for next year. Don't just come in here and say, well, it's going to be Buford and Carrollton. Come on, guys. Who's going to be the South Georgia team to step up?
Yeah, absolutely.
In 2026. Jim Blair, thank you for the comments. Compliment, buddy. Appreciate that a lot. All right, guys. Larry, you done?
Yeah, we're done.
Guys, thank you so much. Travis, Robbie, Jay, Jim, Jose, Obadiah, wherever you were, buddy. Appreciate you guys checking into the show. We'll see you on Thursday, maybe Friday. See you guys.
Absolutely. So, guys, God bless you. And as always, go Vikings.
Go Vikings. Big thanks to